This is going to be tips and tricks in Pepakura. If you saw my tutorial videos, then this is going to be the same jet that I paper crafted, but it has a fold. It's only 3 pages, and yeah, let's get started. Of course, one of the important things before you just randomly start cutting is the items and tools that you use. Of course, one of the obvious tools is a cutting utensil. So here I have 2 different scissors. One's good, one's bad. Leave a comment below thinking which one you think is the bad one to use. Probably going to get a lot of the same answers. But the one that's bad to use is this one. Because when you cut a paper with scissors, if you notice, it cuts a straight line, and then at the end it has a little... And that's because the scissors depth tears the paper. So you don't want to use scissors like these. You want to use long scissors like these, so you don't have any weird shredded edges or stuff. So that's your scissors. You have a lot of different types of glues, but like you have this, you have epoxy, you have super glue, you have the white Elmer's glue, you have like real wood glue, and a whole bunch of different glues. The one that's bad, take a guess. The one that's actually the bad one here is this. Next to that is epoxy. Unless you're gluing something really big and it won't hold together. But yeah, it's still not good at that point. This is wood glue, carpenter's wood glue. Sets in less than 30 minutes. Sandable plus paintable. Yeah, when that's not needed. As long as you have a wood glue, that's just fine. I'll leave that like this. And other utensils that aren't required but do help. Needle nose pliers. These are extremely helpful. Like very extremely helpful, especially if you're doing a thing with super small folds, like this. Like, look at that. That's like the size of the needle nose pliers. So it's very helpful. And so you have your needle nose pliers, your glues, and your scissors. Something else is a toothpick. Also really helpful. The last and final thing is a marker. Generally, you're supposed to try and have it as the same color as the base of your object, and this, the lighting makes it look like a blue-brown thing, but it's actually just a reddish-brown, whatever. So you want something the same base. As you can see, I don't have that. But if you layer it up, then it can get darker. I would get something probably brown, something like that. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start the actual tutorial. A few extra tips that aren't even required in the extra stuff is something like a music player or a computer on YouTube to look for music, and or something that's going to play music or make a sound. Because if you're like me and you don't like listening to nothing, then it gets pretty annoying. And something else is a trash can, because you're going to have a lot of paper. Like, all this white stuff is going to be all cut up into little bits and pieces, and I don't want to carry each little piece and throw it away manually. So just to let you know. Alright, Now, before you start cutting everything out and folding it, here's one thing. Alright, now before you start folding and cutting everything, here's where one of the main tools come in. The marker. Well, this isn't a main tool, but something that really has a better finish. On the flaps, I believe I said in the tutorial video, well, if I some folds that I will make are like unable to like do that. Like this fold, I might see a little bit of the flap, so I would get the marker and color that part. First I'd color it lightly, and then just a second layer, and then just in case I'll do extra. And I would do something like this to all the flaps. As you can see, it's like that. So now, instead of seeing this white little line, which might stand out quite a lot in this, I'll see a gray line. But the gray kind of blends in with it, so yeah. So just go around doing that to all your flaps. Don't cut it out. Don't completely cut it out yet. Okay. So after you have all your flaps cut out, okay. So after you have all your flaps colored, like this, go ahead and cut it out, but in my opinion there's a certain way to make it better. Never completely close your scissors, like if I do that right here, the extra tear I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna let me get a better focus. Yeah, see that extra tear? Now if you have a whole bunch of these along the lines, then it's not gonna be a very good sight. So you have to be careful about that. Now, something else that I was going to talk about. Let me re-angle this. Alright. Now when you cut a line, try and leave a little bit of white space. Like a bit like that. And that's because if you cut on the line, you have a higher chance of cutting off like a millimeter, and then your cut will look really ugly. So try and cut on the white line, because you're probably going to end up cutting like right next to the black line. And another thing, I figured, I just thought about this, but when you aim, like, I guess you could call it that, so you cut something there, and then wherever you're going to put the ends of your scissors, like this part, that is where you're going to end up. So for example, if I cut right about here, and I do that one more time, yeah. So if you notice, I basically cut here and one more cut. Nothing extra about that. I might have cut in a bit too much of this, so in case that does happen, you kind of get where you want to be and start doing that again over until you feel like you've cut enough of the white off. Oh, sometimes you'll make a